Storytelling Part 1: The Challenge. At the beginning of your story, you must present the challenge that you or your community are facing. It's important to describe who you are, where you come from, and why this issue is specifically important in your life. These personal details allow the audience to trust and believe in you. The better the audience understands who you are, the more likely they will want to help you. I'll share my own story as an example. A year after my husband died, I became a community health worker. I was on my own, raising 4 children. My neighbors helped me with things like cooking while I completed my training. I began making a few household visits each week to sick people in my area. I loved it so much that soon I was spending about 20 hours a week caring for my patients. The problem was that I wasn't getting paid for any of these visits. They just gave me a t-shirt and a travel reimbursement for attending the first training session. I make money by raising chickens to be sold. After I became a community health worker, I didn't have time to raise and sell as many chickens. So I was making less money and had fewer eggs. I normally sold extra eggs to buy milk, vegetables, and school supplies. But my children were now eating all the eggs we had left. I began to worry. I didn't have any money saved up if my children got sick or something unexpected happened. A few months later, this fear came true. A new virus infected our community, and it became impossible to continue volunteering as a health worker. Before I tell you the rest of the story, let's pause and think about how I presented the challenge. The challenge is that I wanted to keep working as a community health worker, but I also needed to earn income to support my family. I shared personal details about my children and neighbors so you could emotionally connect to my problem and understand that the challenge didn't just affect me. So, how do you write the challenge of your story? It's important to begin with vivid personal details so that the audience feels like they are a part of the struggle too. Ask yourself the following questions to help think of details for your own story. How old were you? What was happening in your community at that time? Where were you? Who else was there? What was your life normally like? What changed? To start, write as many details as you remember. You want the audience to feel like they are standing in your shoes and seeing the same things you saw at the time. Once you have a long list of details, pick the most interesting and important ones to share in your story. Don't feel like you have to explain everything. The beginning needs to grab attention and convince the audience to keep listening. After you introduce yourself and share personal details, then describe the challenge itself. What was the challenge? How did it affect you? How did you feel? How did it affect others around you? How could you tell? As we said before, the challenge draws on your values and calls on the audience to take a specific action. Remember, this can be a personal challenge, like deciding which job to take, or a community challenge, like a disease outbreak.